The Vologda Vauxhall. Nice little low level thing. All the Vologda folks early morning going about their business. And it is bloody cold. I'm bloody cold. When you're tired you feel colder. And I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what to do. I think I'll just walk somewhere and see. I've not planned this out. I should have been researching on the train. But I couldn't get a signal. So I don't know what to do. I better look at my phone and I better put my gloves on because there's a wind. And when there's a wind at -9 it makes it feel like -15 or something and my hands are starting to tingle. Gloves time. The Marton Vologda Hotel. That's the one I've booked. But it's too early yet. I might go and see if I can get an early check-in. Oh, I see lights. Is that a stadium? That needs investigating. I'm a simple guy. I see stadium lights. I want to see the stadium. In fact, is it stadium lights? I don't know. We'll soon find out because I've got nothing better to do. Techno Park. Wow. I've just been jaywalking all over the place. I think I have. I better follow procedure. Wow, it's blue and white. It's blue and white stadium. Could it be a Dynamo stadium here in Vologda? Well, well, well. Would you believe it? Hey! It is! Dynamo Stadium here in Vologda, not far from my hotel that I've not checked into yet. See that? Dynamo Vologda. And it's got some sort of reindeer as a badge. Never heard of them. Totally unexpected. Look! Look at the entrance. Oh, come on. Let me get a wee look inside. There's no way I'm going to be allowed in. Looks like it's kind of busy. Ah. Well, I remember. Happy Old New Year. Today is the 14th, which is the New Year's Day in the old calendar that they used to use here in Russia. That's me, I'm happy. I can just bugger off now. I can get out of Vologda. I didn't come here to see that, but hey, what a coincidence. Oh, I'm easily pleased there. The same thing, no dogs, no knives and guns, booze, littering, smoking. Stadium plan might be new faces, same old, new places, same old faces. Outside the city. Wow. Who would have thought that then? Huh? Not me. That's fantastic. What a surprise. Now, let's do something more interesting. To you. Not to me, to you. Is it weird that I'm so happy? Oh, at least the ducks look happy. Not frozen over yet. Look at them, bloody loads. Guess they don't have asylum seekers here in Vologda. There's a lot of ducks kicking about. They'd be long gone if it was back home. LT34. Oh, cool benches, look. Yeah, it's a war memorial, I suppose. World War II. don't actually know where I'm going. I'm just walking. That's what I used to do years and years ago. It's about 30 years ago. It's a little known fact about me. About 30 years ago, I had a backpack quite a little bit bigger than this one. I had Interrail around Europe. I had Eurobus at campsites. And then I went to India for months on end, and I walked everywhere. I lost a whole lot of weight, and I'm kind of hoping that's going to happen now because I badly need it. I could barely fit in that bloody bed in the train. That's getting ridiculous. See, when you get older, look after yourself, keep yourself fit, because when you get older, everything becomes a struggle if you're not fit. I'm learning that the hard way. So, it's time to get back into the Dino ethos of strength and power and through movement. Oh, Kremlin Square, since I've been here, I'm lucking out today, man. Everywhere I go, looks like I'm finding stuff. It's going to be a good day. I've not even checked the map, and I'm heading to the Kremlin. That's what happens when you're an experienced traveller. We're inside the Kremlin here in Vologda, but unfortunately it's closed. Must be the only place closed because it's New Year, Old New Year. Makes sense. It's closed. All the buildings are closed. But you can walk around, see what it's like. It's kind of small, and there's a lot of reconstruction and preservation or whatever going on. Like as you can see over there, they're making a bonfire. A lot of pallets. Oh, maybe it's a walkway for the scaffolding. They're going to be working on these walls. I think there's only one way in and one way out, which is round there. That looks as if it's been refurbished. Nice big doors. They're obviously new doors, new gates, doors, whatever. That's the river Vologda down there. There's churches, cathedrals. Hey, someone's kids have been sliding down. And up at the banks here, at the back is the Kremlin. Anyone who wants to go for a dip in that's off their bloody head, I'm telling you. I'm freezing and I've got jackets and jumpers on and I'm bloody freezing. Oh, look at that poor soul. Ice fishing. Rather him than me, I tell you. Rather him than me. You might ask yourself, what the hell's Vologda doing with the Kremlin? What's so special about Vologda? In fact, most people probably have never heard of Vologda. That's because it's fallen away. But in the 15th, 16th century, it was quite an important place. It almost became the capital of Russia. And if it did, the whole history might have been different. People argue about the date of foundation of Vologda. It would say 12th century or 13th century. I think the first mention, or recorded mention, is written down in a treaty between the Novgorod Republic and the Duchy of Moscow, saying that Vologda is a territory of the Novgorod Republic. Imagine that! Novgorod Republic reached the way out here, way back from Veliki Novgorod. We just came in a train from St. Petersburg, 12 hours. So Novgorod Republic must have been huge. Well, it was huge. That just shows you how huge. Yeah, Vologda became huge because of the trade routes between Moscow and Arkhangelsk. It was mostly done by the Muscovy Company, the English Muscovy Company, and Dutch traders, because most of the trade in the region was done by the Hanseatic League, which was a bunch of cities like a medieval EU, but dominated the North Sea, the Baltic. But the Muscovy Company and the Dutch sailed right round the top of Norway into the Barents and the White Sea to Arkhangelsk and down the waterways like the Vologda River, and they made this place like thriving trade hub. It's fought over by Tver, the Principality of Tver, the Duchy of Moscow, Novgorod. It's fought over non-stop. But it was Ivan the Fourth, or Ivan the Terrible. Yeah, I know it's not the proper translation, but that's what he's known as. It's under Ivan the Terrible that the place really became something. In the 1500s, the English settled here, made a trading outpost. Oh, what's going on? In the 1550s, an English merchant described Vologda as a city with an abundance of bread, where the goods were twice as cheap as in Moscow and Novgorod, and that there was no city in Russia that would not trade with Vologda. As I said before, Ivan IV visited, and he decided to move the Oprichnina to be headquartered here, which would have default made Vologda the new capital of Russia. But he was supervising the construction of a cathedral when a piece of masonry, I don't know if it was plaster or brick, whatever, a piece of masonry fell on him, and he interpreted that as a bad omen. Now in those days, religious people were very superstitious. Everything had a deeper meaning. All these chance incidents were given superstitious overtones, and that was it. It was decided that was a bad omen. Vologda was crap, not coming back. That's it. He changed his mind, and he never visited Vologda again. Must have hurt him. Must have been quite a wee bang in the head he got. And in the days of Peter the Great, sort of Vologda got sidelined a wee bit, and it's slipped down and down the pecking order of importance until now, where it's not really important at all for anything international or any sort of trading or whatever. But it is the population of Vologda is growing. It's about 300,000 here, which is, yep, still filming, which is like a small city, fairly small city, but it's quite a big settlement for where it is, like in the north of Russia. And Russia's full of these cities that you've probably never heard of. 300, 400, 500,000 people. This is Europe. This is Europe as you and me, if you are European, that is. But a lot of people had never heard of it. No idea where it is, couldn't point to it on a map or anything like that. It just seems to be forgotten about. But there you have it, here we are. It very much exists, and it has existed for almost 1,000 years. Well, not quite, but you know what I mean, it's like 800-900 years old. This must only be a summer thing, I think. All these little kiosks and merry-go-rounds or what have you. I think they must sell stuff out of here during the summer. There's not much call for it. Mid-January. But I'm getting really cold now. Might try and check in my hotel. And maybe do a little bit more research on Vologda. As you can tell, I've not done much. Maybe pop back out later on. I wonder what it's like if it's all lit up at night. I'll have a look, and we'll find out what else is going on in good old Vologda. I need to plan my escape as well from my next destination. So I'm going to head back to the hotel. It's almost 11 AM. If I can say, give me an early check-in. There might be a restaurant attached to the hotel, so I might grab something to eat before I can check in. Something like that, but I just want to get out of the cold because my batteries are dying and my hands are cold. Alright, see you in a bit. Oh, hi. That'll do. That'll do. Just as I'm out of battery, that'll do. As I was saying before my batteries died, not a bad wee room. Look at this thing. Sewing kit, pen, expired battery, Oreos. Alright, all the stuff. It's tiny, but gotta love all these Russian hotels. Shoehorn, shoe brush. I've made the cloakroom separate. Boots, jacket, and the bathroom. A wooden door in the bathroom. Oh, there's not much room to manoeuvre here. I'll manage. I'll manage. That's one thing I don't need. In case you forget, don't need that. Yeah. Proper room. A proper room. Not like these newfangled sustainable ibis hotels. I mean, I stayed in one hotel where you could see into the bloody bathroom. Hey, you want to watch your missus take a dump? Come on. Keep everything separate. Toilet. You don't want to see what goes on in there. Keep it in its own separate place. Behind a door with no windows, not see-through. Just let people go about their business. Alright? There's too much sharing in this world. Yeah, I've got to charge batteries. That's the worst thing about being out in the cold. And it was getting cold. I've got a city view here. I can even see the lights in the Dynamo Stadium. Oh, how cool is that? Yeah, as I was saying, it was snowing. There's a wind starting to get up, and you just need to take your camera out. The battery just goes. Not only the camera, but on my phone as well. The battery was going fast, so better get in, warm up, charge up, and I'll go back out again later. There's a restaurant attached to this place. What time is it? It's 11:45. 11:45 AM. So they let me check in early, no fee. Nice of them. And I'm gonna go down and get my lunch. Hopefully they've got a big bowl of soup. bits of bread. That'll do me. Martin Vologda Hotel. Martin Vologda Hotel. £20. £20 a night with breakfast. I was hoping they would still have some lights up. They still do. Obviously not as spectacular as St. Petersburg or Moscow or anything like that, but yeah, quite nice. I'm going to take a walk down towards the Kremlin again. Hopefully go to the other side of the embankment and look over. Hopefully that's lit up. Because if it's not, I'm kind of snookered. Because there's nothing much else to do. But anyway, let's have a wee wander down here. Well, it's not as bright as I'd hoped, I'm afraid. But I'm still going to nip over and see. Going to nip over there. I think you can go over that way. See, the problem you've got in northern Russia in January is it's not even 4 o'clock. Well, it's just turned 4 o'clock, 4 p.m, and it's pretty dark. So if you did what I did today and go for your lunch, then go for a nap, then you probably missed out on half of the time you've got to walk around in daylight. That's not a surprise. That's not something that I didn't know already, but it's worth saying it again. Be wary of the amount of daylight you got. Anyway, let's press on. Was fishing out there before. That's the ice hole. Crossing the river. I'm sure they shouldn't be crossing the river, but oh well, why not? There's always something very quiet and mysterious about a frozen river. Yeah, it should be a bundle of energy going through there, but it's frozen solid. Nothing happening. In fact, the only way I can get over there is to cross the river, I think. That's not a bridge. Yeah, I'm going to try going that way. Anyway, let's go. Well, actually, yeah, they're making an effort to have lights and stuff like that, but obviously budget doesn't stretch to or justify going mad with the light show. Like I said before, it's only like 300,000 people here, and it doesn't look like an affluent place. I mean, it doesn't look crappy or anything, but it's just a normal place. You wouldn't expect it to be all buzzing and lit up and with people everywhere. And there's no point in putting lights up everywhere if there's no one here. So yeah, it's an average little place, but it's certainly not falling apart or a dump or anything like that. Far from it. Everything's pretty normal here, as far as I can tell. Now, I have been walking around. Been walking around for hours since this morning when I got off the train. So I've covered a fair bit of distance. Like you see, I mean, that doesn't look safe. That doesn't look solid ice. I mean, I don't know if you can tell with a camera. These old wooden houses look really cool. The whole line of them. And the windows. I might be wrong, but that looks kind of old. That's an old wooden building, old wooden house. Yeah, like there's loads of them. So times like these, I wish it was daylight. Should I go back to the original plan and trying to get over the other side? That's where I was before. I'm away near around the bend at the river. Well, I'm nearly around the bend at the river. There is no bridge here. I thought this was a bridge, but it's not. But anyway, it doesn't look like there's much of a view from the opposite side of the bank, because There's nothing much lit up. I don't know if you can make the cathedral out there. It's hard to make it out even with my phone, so I doubt this camera's going to pick it up. I think I might just call it quits. It's cold. There doesn't seem to be much to do. As I said before, it's the old New Year. Even though it's not a holiday, places are closed. I don't know if it's because of that or Tuesday's their normal closing day. That would be a pain in the backside if it was. Doesn't seem like there's whole lot going on in Vologda on a Tuesday night in January. I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest. I wasn't expecting to be street raves and whatever, but there we go. You know, Vologda's famous for a couple of things. Lace, and I'm assuming that's the sort of intricate fabric, sort of lacy material, and not. I was thinking it might be some sort of woodwork, carving, because I see a lot of that around as well. Really intricate carvings of wood. But I think it actually is lace, the fabric. Because if it's not, I'm going to make myself sound daft. But it is. It's like the lacy fabric, and it's really beautiful. There's a lace museum, but again, it's closed today. And the other thing it's famous for is butter. Now, I'm going to have to take people's word for that, because I try to avoid dairy as much as possible. It's not good for my stomach. Dairy and me don't get on. I mean, it would be a half decent view from the other side of the river, but not at night. Is that dude down there again? What's he doing? You can't. I'm pointing to someone that you've got no hope in hell of seeing. Yeah, there's the Kremlin and the cathedrals over there. But at this side, it's kind of dilapidated. It's a bit ramshackle, falling apart. I mean, that's nothing but a shell. So I don't know what's going on there, if they're trying to restore it or what, but there's nothing much happening here. I had a wee look around the back as well. It's just, there's nothing worth filming. So yeah, I don't know if you can see that properly, but that's the view from the other side of the embankment of the Vologda River. Right, I want to walk back up here across that bridge, and then we'll see what happens.